day 2, the wicket. And it's going to be very hot, very dry. It's already very slow. It generally goes up and down and offers something later on in the game. So the fact we've got those runs on the board, I think, is crucial. I thought there was 2 brilliant partnerships today, which, Bryden in particular, the way that he managed that situation was excellent, and Jamie again showing the form and the skill that he has at the minute was wonderful. So I think it's important. I think here you've always got something to work with that slope, and there's always different ways that you can, even when it feels very placid and the ball's soft and it's slow pitch, there's always something to work with. So it's really important that we bear that in mind, if the ball does go out of shape and we get a new one a bit harder and a fresher seam, then we exploit that as well. But I think it's another good day for us.
You tipped off from 37 this morning, and then you broke the record for the catch. You obviously knew you were level, presumably, and that was a pretty nice one. One of your better catches to the record up around
nice just to catch one. There's been plenty of drops in there, so no, it was nice today to break that partnership and get things moving in the right direction for us. So yeah, it's good.
Can I ask you what that feeling in the middle of around the ground as Jofra returned?
It was class, wasn't it? The atmosphere, I think just the genuine joy seeing him back playing Test cricket, just on his face when taking that wicket, making things happen. The impact that he adds to the group is huge in the dressing room, but also out on the field. Clearly, he's an X factor player. He's shown that, when he's played white ball cricket for England, whether it's in the IPL, big games, he turns up and he does things that other players can't. And you saw that in a short sort of burst today. So, I do think he's going to play a big part with the rest of the group. And I think one thing that you will say about it is he complements nicely the rest of the attack. And at different points throughout the game, they're all going to have to work together and play their part in taking these 20 wickets if we're going to win this game. So really nice start for him. Great to see him back smiling, enjoying his cricket, and also making a huge impact at the start of this innings.
Yeah, I mean, he was smiling, you were smiling. There was a real buzz.
There was a great picture of Bash trying to celebrate with him, and he didn't know what to do. So no, it was just brilliant. So I like to say, when you've got that about you where you can get a whole crowd up and about and creating a noise and atmosphere like that, you clearly you've got something special to offer the group, which is great.
Mel, Matt, and then we'll take a couple on this side.
Joe, apologies in advance for asking about the wicket, but it's pretty fair to see you, Ben, or it's never happened that you, Ben, and Harry have been involved in the same inning. Can you give an insight just about, from your perspective, about what it is with the way that Jasper bowls that makes it so difficult?
I think as well, it's just as much on the surface itself. Clearly, he's got a very unique technique, delivers the ball differently to other bowlers, but that's part of the art of the game. He offers you something different, a different challenge to other bowlers, and you've got to be good enough to find ways of countering that, whether that's defensively or attackingly. And for large portions of yesterday, managed to deal with that quite nicely. And unfortunately, there was a delivery today against the second new ball on a wicket which clearly offers more with a harder ball, laterally anyway. So fair play to him. But that's the art of the game, right? Is understanding when you can make an impact, when you get your chance to open the game up, can you take it? And he did that well today. And I guess the question is, can our bowlers do it tomorrow?
Matt, and then gentleman there in the corner. Yep.
Did it feel like 2019 again? I haven't standing there a while. Did it feel familiar in any sort of way the crowd? So he's charging in 90 odd mile an hour.
I think just more than anything, it was just a joy to see him back playing. Just like to see him running in, bowling at that pace, maintaining that pace as well. I mean, it might have taken him a couple of balls each spell, but he's up and around that 90 mile an hour mark throughout the 3 spells that he bowled, which was great to see. I'm just excited for him. It's been great to see him back in and around the group, and then to come in and take a wicket in your first over, to then get a tap on the shoulder when their best player throughout this series of nearly 600 runs comes out to bat, and you're the man that they turn to. I think that's a great compliment, and it must fill him with confidence going into the rest of this game. So great to see him have an impact already, and as I say, I still think he's got a big part to play for the rest of it too.
Gentlemen over this side and then
Not
at the front.
just on meetings, but how do you see this wicket, moving forward on day 3, 4? Because, you can spin, we all know that. Do you think that there is a role for spinners, because Ben said in the last game that he thought that the Western wicket is quite like a subcontinent wicket, and it's looking like more of a subcontinent wicket. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't see it getting any better for really. I don't think it gaining any pace or getting more bounce, consistent bounce. Anyway, I think it'll get more up and down, and you might see a little bit of turn throughout the game as well. But I think it's going to be quite turgid. I think it's going to be quite slow scoring unless you get someone like Rishab who comes out and plays, and a very aggressive style of batting where it takes quite a lot of unorthodox methods, and you could see it as slightly more old school kind of test match. But I think we've got a great opportunity tomorrow in the morning if we can get a couple of wickets, make a lead. I think batting last on that surface could be quite tricky if we get things right. So I think the game's poised nicely, like the others have been, and well, certainly like the first one was, and it's a great chance for us to turn up tomorrow and try and make things happen.
One at the front, then we'll go to Matt Roller.
Joe, it's the third test going on, and in camp, far too often have been complaining about the shape of the ball, quality of the ball. Far too many changes twice happened today. What is your inside view of what's happening there? What do you make of the ball, and how much has it changed, if it has, since you've seen a variety of leagues from the new song? Is it any different, or how is it, or is it the weather playing its part?
I'm not. I don't know the ins and outs of how they make it. I do know that they're handmade, so that you're never going to get two balls exactly the same. I do think that this summer's been a bit of an anomaly for us. We're not used to getting this much sun and this much heat, getting squares as hard and as firm and outfields as firm. So whether that plays a part, but it's one of those things where if the balls are going out of shape, you change them and you don't make a big deal out of it. It's not. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it adds a different dynamic to the game, and you've got to be skillful enough to adapt to the changes, whether it stops swinging or starts swinging or does a little bit more. I personally think that if you want to keep getting the ball changed, then each team gets 3 challenges every 80 overs, and that's it. So if you want to get it changed, but the rings have to be the right size, not too big, and that would be, I think, a nice way of compromising and saying it's not all on the manufacturer. Sometimes these things happen, but you can't just keep asking and wasting time and slowing the game down at the same time.
And then to finish, Matt, Tim, and then Sydney to finish. One each, please.
Sorry, can I just ask about Shipman Gill's dismissal? I suppose, firstly, as a batter, how conscious you'd be if the keeper stood up for the seamer, and secondly, how big a moment it felt like you had him early.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of bat already, as we all have. So it's nice to take that wicket. I think it's a good bit of bowling, clever as well. And sometimes as a bowler, you got to take your ego out of it. And for Wosi, I think it was smart on a wicket where you're working with the slope. If you can put someone further back in the crease, there's less time for them or more time for the ball to deviate one way or the other. So you feel like you're bringing more modes of dismissal into the game, and it stops them batting out the crease and cutting the angles down. Did just rewards for a long, hard spell, created pressure, and clearly a player in great form, good player anyway, but in serious form, and really important wicket for us. So I think just good thinking, good skill to be able to execute it as well. A great catch, unbelievable catch.
Hi Joe, just in terms of the talked about there, like the idea of running 3 challenges for 80 overs, do you think the over rates are obviously it's a great test match, but do you think the over rates has been a bit of an issue? I think it's 25 so far. Do you have any other ideas of how to kind of rectify that?
I feel like Jasper. I don't want to get myself in trouble by trying to rewrite the thing, but yeah, I think that's one way of policing the ball thing. In terms of over rates, it can be quite difficult on a day like today. But we're not used to this, are we? It's 30 in England feels like 45 elsewhere. So for us, but I guess just try and keep on top of it as much as you can. Not really got an answer for you. Sorry.
Last one, Sydney. Go ahead.
this is when people who's taken over, we've seen that for the team adopting a very high octane style of batting. Right? And you also evolved with that. But this is kind of a pitch where necessitated old school batting, something that you're very famous for, very well known for. So how does it feel like?
Yeah.
You're going to be getting technically sound to really do well on this pitch. And Gale will also really get techniques on. So in between all those flat pitches that you get such challenging pitches and also batting like you're going to
Feels good. I think that's the art of batting, though, right? Is being able to go up and down the gears, play on different surfaces, whether it's spin, whether it's bounce, pace, slow, lateral movement, swing. They're all things then that you have to be able to manage if you want to be successful for long periods of time. So obviously the challenges that last week posed are very different to this week, and you've got to find ways of countering what the opposition throw at you. So it might be that you have to change your guard, or you have to get out your crease, or cut different angles down with the slope, things like that. They're all things that you have to factor in and try and find ways of manipulating things into your favour, or odds into your favour, so that you're either limiting modes of dismissal or you're creating angles where you can score off balls that might be a threat if you don't manage them well. But again, like I say, that's the art of batting, and being able to manage that within your own game frame and the way that you play is a really important aspect of it.
Thank you. Cheers,
Cool.
Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you.